The Psychology Book Club. I'm your host, RJ Roger, and what we're going to talk about today is the JFK Files. What is the bombshells? What new information has hit the American public? Number one, there was key details that were kept out of the Warren Commission files. Why was it that all of the people who signed off, a majority of them, did not agree with its findings? Why did the Warren Commission conclude that the CIA had no advanced tracking or information on Lee Harvey Oswald? That was a lie. New files revealed that the CIA was tracking Oswald as early as October of 1959. They opened an official file on Oswald in December of 1960. They tracked him in the Soviet Union. Just 2 weeks prior to the assassination of Kennedy, they tracked him in Mexico City. They have photographs of him, and they were even recording his phone calls. Why keep such a key detail out of the Warren Commission files? Also declassified is the Arthur Schlesinger Memo, and this, more than anything, opens our eyes and allows us to see what was the information being shared with Kennedy by his most trusted aides. What was the White House's opinion on actions being taken by the CIA? So this is the Arthur Schlesinger Memo. Now it's 15 pages long. I read every word of it. It was written June 30th of 1961. CIA had developed a whole series of functions paralleling already existing functions of the State Department and of the Defense Department as well. It has its own political desk and military staff. It has, in effect, its own foreign service. It has its own combat forces. It even has its own air force. Neither the embassy nor the department in Washington is formally informed of this type of operation. Clandestine intelligence operations should be cleared with the State Department. The CIA today has nearly as many people under official cover overseas as the State Department. On the day of President Kennedy's inauguration, 47% of the political officers serving in the United States Embassy were CIA covers. Now here you have Schlesinger recommending that the CIA needs to be reorganized. His desire was that the CIA be put under the control of the State Department. Organizationally, this would mean that the intelligence agency would retain operational autonomy, but its operations would be at all points subject to the State Department. This essentially was stripping the CIA of all of its power. In the final page here, they say the State Department would be granted general clearance authority over all clandestine activity. Signed, Arthur Schlesinger, Jr. The contemporary CIA possesses many of the characteristics of a state within a state. That is a bombshell. That is the most important information to come out of all of the recently released JFK files. The contemporary CIA possesses many of the characteristics of a state within a state. That means a country within a country. A CIA within the CIA, a force within the country, within the American Constitution that has more power than an American president, more power than the U.S. Congress, more power than any billionaire, any foreign entity. It is a state within a state. The CIA had unchecked power, and the person who was running the CIA at the time, Allan Dulles, he loved nothing more than power, and Kennedy fired him. We are 5 minutes away from the Central Intelligence Agency. So the goal is to try to get into the CIA. It's not going to happen, but drove all the way out here because I would like to ask Director Ratcliffe just a couple questions about the recently released JFK Files. Do you have any other information that you can give us? Is there any other files that we haven't seen yet?
In 2 miles, take the exit toward George Bush Center for Intelligence, Central Intelligence Agency.
Anyway, check us out. We're on the road to the CIA. Warning. Restricted U.S. government installation, employee and official visitors only. It is unlawful to enter or attempt this installation without proper authorization. Upon entering, exiting, and while on the installation, all persons and personal property are subject to inspection, search, surveillance at any time for safety. What the fuck? They can search the car. All right, let's try. Oh, here they come. Don't stop recording. Put the phone down, look low, but keep recording it. Point up at me. Yeah, look. He's pointing us out.
Shoot.
Which way do I go?
I didn't catch him.
You see that? Well, I came all the way up to the CIA and I got nowhere. The sign says, you did record the sign, right? Mm-hmm. The sign says we can do pretty much anything to you. Employees that park to go to work, to go to their office, takes 20 minutes to walk from your car to the door. And it's done purposely so no one can ever get close to the building. They have fighter jets that fly over the building.
600 feet, take the I-495 south exit
Just
toward Virginia.
Flying over. The airspace is controlled. What you see now is fighter jets flying around, controlling the airspace at the CIA. So I just want to explain a little bit about what happened. So it is a little bit of an intense feeling. It really is an intense thing. You start feeling a little bit of a rush, but as you're pulling in, there's really no way to even get close to anything with the CIA. You see that? Get that one. Look at that. Look, so that's airspace control. That's really something. So heavily guarded. And they just keep swooping, swoop over the whole thing. Now we're heading to Washington, D.C., FBI headquarters. Let's go. Government gangsters. And he now works for them. He's the head of them now.
Yeah.
So I want to give him a real book about the government gangsters. The 36 rules are the real ones. We're in Washington, D.C., and we are at the FBI headquarters. Now, the CIA and the FBI were in conversation, communication in regards to events leading up to and events after the assassination of President Kennedy. Now, I'm not a specialist on any of this, but someone should ask them some questions. Let's do it. Protect the American people and uphold the Constitution of the United States. Protect the U.S. from terrorist attack. Protect the U.S. against foreign intelligence, espionage, and cyber operations. Combat significant cyber criminal activity. Combat public corruption at all levels. Protect civil rights. Combat transnational criminal enterprises. Combat significant white-collar crimes and combat significant violent crimes. Come on. There it is. The Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigations. Well, I just wanted to ask Mr. Patel some questions about JFK Files. You work here? Does Patel work out of this building? Kash Patel, does he work out of this building? Kash Patel, the director. He works out of this building? Oh, okay.
You'd have to go through your congressman to get in the building.
That's the only way. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Thank you
All right,
very much.
no
Yep.
problem.
Yep. Go through my congressman. Is there a mill slot? I wanted to give him a copy of my book. This is the psychology of the government gangsters. Well, guys, went to the CIA. No luck there. We came to the Federal Bureau of Investigations. No luck there. Not going to happen today. Peace and love.